Hey guys, GhazzyTV here with another Path of Exile video, and in this one we're going to talk about some of the changes happening in 3.19 Lake of Kalandra. They are nerfing the defensive Archnemesis modifiers. They're also giving some attention to harvest craft cost, as well as some changes with the fracture craft, and a couple of other minor changes in terms of duration of shrines and the additional essences, more quantity of splinters around breaches, and all these things as well. Also a little bit of information with the generic baseline drop loot increase, which we talked about in the previous video that we had a couple of days ago. But in this one, I will be talking about the nerfing to our defenses and Archnemesis modifiers. So basically what they're saying here is that we want defensive modifiers to exist, and these implicitly make rare monsters harder to certain builds to kill. However, we absolutely agree that it's frustrating when multiple similar mods stack together and extend the length of a fight exponentially. A build effective this way has no way to get around the mods other than enduring a long fight or running away from the monster. We've nerfed many defensive modifiers. Our primary goal is that when two similar defensive modifiers stack together, they don't make the monster incredibly slow to kill. In doing this, we also generally reduce the punity of most defensive modifiers towards specific builds. For example, builds that deal damage for specific elements. So essentially, they're taking the chaos resistance against damage over time versus toxic from 40% down to 25%. And this is a pretty significant change. Chaos Weaver is no longer immune to Wither, and they don't have plus 10 to max rest for chaos, and have instead 60% reduced Wither duration. Flame Weaver is the same approach, but with Scorch. Frost Weaver with the cold ailments, and Storm Weaver with the elements of shock. Assassin is 50% reduced extra damage and crits instead for 70. Deadeye is 60% less damage taken if you've not been hit recently. They don't have that anymore, or 200% evasion if they haven't been hit recently, also taken away. So basically across the board, they're just making a lot of changes. Like Juggernaut doesn't have 2 max endurance charges. Steel Infused got 20% of their physical damage mitigation removed. Overcharged with the Frenzy Charge power and endurance. You know, there's a lot of these changes in general that has been taken away. And then there's a note here about Lunaris, Solaris, Akari, and Brian King, Tukohama, Abrath, and Shakari touched. And these modifiers no longer grant a large individual resistance bonus to the damage type. They instead grants 30 all rest, 20 chaos, 10 fist mit, and Indices touching Kitava grants 40% all resistance, 25 chaos, and 15 fist mit instead. So in general, it's a lot of nerfs across the board to their defenses, which goes hand in hand with the life reduction that they did earlier as well. So I think that in general, when it comes to the time to kill on the harder or massively stacked up Archnemesis modifiers, this is, in my opinion, a really good step in the right direction. However, there are still other issues to be taken care of. Now, I think this is a really good change. I don't think it's even close to enough, but again, we have to take our victories. In this case, I think that this is a fair change. And I hope that this will be enough for people to feel that the fight's not going to take you 30 minutes to kill a super juiced up rare. Outside of this, the drop seems to be somewhat better, but still kind of so-so. Outside of this, their enemies are still doing obnoxious amounts of damage versus minions, for example. I've talked about this in a video we uploaded earlier on this channel, so do check that out when it comes to the AG description and the talks about the minions there, which I'm hoping is going to get attended to. But in general, I think that these changes is a good step in the right direction, and hopefully they'll take the same type of approach when it comes to minion survivability and going into that end of the game. However, GGG has still not acknowledged that there is a problems with minion survivability in the endgame, and this has nothing to do with the enemies not dying fast enough. It has to do with our minions consistently getting wiped. Now, this is only a problem on the lower end budget approaches of the game, and it's really hard with the way they've designed the crafting in the game, as well as the weighted value of plus all minion skills on the helmet, which replace the socketed level of minion gems on the helmet slot. And these changes all just emphasizes the problems that minions have with the higher budget versions. This is bypassed by pouring a ton more loot into the build. And right now, I would say that Absolution is probably one of the best, if not the best, minion build in the game right now, followed very closely by Poison Enemy Weapon and or SRS. Outside of that, I think that the other minion builds are going to struggle a bit when it comes to minion survivability. And it's kind of sad to see that this is not taken care of or even acknowledged to be a problem in the game. Outside of this, I'm happy with these changes. I really am. And I don't want to keep talking about the negativity in the game 24/7. I want to say that I am happy with these changes. And I'm glad that we're getting some light in this dark tunnel that we're finding ourselves in the current state of the game. and it's going to be fun to see if they're going to make some more changes when it comes to loot, because I am personally not happy with the loot situation, and I'm not happy with them not acknowledging the problems with minion survivability at the end game state of the game at the moment. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy the video. It's a short one. I just wanted to bring some sort of positivity in the midst of the darkness, and hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys feel that these changes are good or bad, do let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more content, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. So till then, stay safe and keep rocking.